Hello, everybody. My name's Frank. Thanks for coming here. Let me go ahead and change this out. So welcome to Keeping It Real. It's Frank, your co-host today. It looks like it's going to be just me. So you have just Frank today giving you a monologue on a full hour. We'll probably go for the full hour on how to reconnect with your database to get business. So I posted in the chat. If you guys have any questions, feel free to have a live conversation here on YouTube. But we're going to go deep today on how to reconnect with the database to get people to call you to buy or sell a home. That's what you're here for. I'm going to walk you through step by step how to do it. So thanks for being here. So welcome to Keeping It Real. A couple housekeeping notes. You go to keepingitreal.com. So keepingitreal.com. You can watch all the previous shows we've been doing for 6 or 7 years, interviewing top agents from around the country. Today, I guess I'm going to interview myself. So I have some time to speak with you directly, where usually you hear me asking the questions you want to hear. Now I guess I get to be my own guest today. All right. So go to keepingitreal.com and watch previous episodes. You go to the Real Geeks Facebook page to watch replays, and you can also go to iTunes or Apple Podcasts and listen as well on a podcast too. So you can check out previous shows there. And like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat. All right. So you're in real estate. You want to get business. You want people to call you to buy or sell a home. Most people will think of this in terms as like a very binary decision of how I get business. It's either I got to do a bunch of cold calling or prospecting, calling a bunch of homeowners that don't know who I am, or knocking out a bunch of doors of strangers, or beating up all my friends and family and people I know to ask them for business. Or I have to go start writing checks and spending money on marketing. I have to go buy marketing to get business. Those two things work as you build your business acumen and your marketing acumen, how to do those things well. But there's a third way to get business. And it's your existing database done correctly, where you're the guest and not the pest. All right. And that's what we're going to spend our time on with today, how to reconnect with your list. Okay. So your database, by definition, is going to be a list of everyone who knows who you are. I wouldn't necessarily say everyone who you know. It would be everyone who knows you. All right. One of the easiest ways to overcome your typical objection or concern of like, Frank, I don't have a database. I don't really know if anyone knows who I am. That's not true. Is if I had you pull out your cell phone and open up your contacts and take a look at everyone there, you probably would see a lot of people there you know, or probably would know who you are. In addition to that, if I told you to log into your Facebook page and take a look at all your Facebook friends, you'd see a lot of people who know you, or you would know who they are by scrolling through your Facebook friends. Same thing with like LinkedIn. If you're using LinkedIn or really any type of social media or address book, you do have a lot of people who know who you are. And while those people may never buy or sell a home from you, and in fact, you should really never treat them as if they would, they can certainly introduce you to somebody who could. And that's a huge potential network for yourself, is just the very introductions to the people that you know. Wonderful, wonderful lead source. All right. Now, so you're going, okay, Frank, I'm here to reconnect with my neglected database. I kind of get it. You have in the industry, it's called your sphere. It's the people that you know. You have your past clients that you've worked with and you help buy or sell a home over the months or years you've been in business. All right. You have all the leads that you maybe have generated through a service like Real Geeks that have opted in, but they weren't ready to buy or sell a home yet. So they're sitting in your nurtures. You have all these follow-ups. Essentially, you have all these contacts kind of sitting there that you're not doing much with to stay in touch. All right. And you want to figure out a systematic way to kind of put them on a long-term nurture campaign. And that's what you're here for today. So I'm going to walk you through how to do this. Instead of, having to go out and be this pest to all these strangers or even to your own database or spending all this marketing, how can we do some internet marketing to your existing database to get people to call you that want to buy or sell a home? Well, that's what we're going to do. You guys ready to strap yourselves in and go through how to do it? You got me. For a whole hour, we're going to walk you through it. All right. So here's where it starts. Let's say we sit down and I'd talk to you about how to do this. I'd say, why don't we export, number one, why don't we export all the contacts in your mobile phone? Give me your cell phone. Let's plug it into the computer. And whatever cell phone you're using, Android, iPhone, whatever, Jitterbug, right? Go ahead and export all the contacts out of it. And I want to export that as a spreadsheet, little comma separated values file, little spreadsheet sitting right on your desktop of your computer. So you walk through how to do that. Just hang in there with me what we're going to do with these contacts. I know you're going to be freaking out of like, what, Frank, what are you asking me to do here? Just hang in there with me until we get to reaching out to them. But just for the sake of kind of time, just put some blind faith into exporting all of your contacts out of your cell phone and spreadsheet goes right on the desktop. Got it? Next, I want you to go into your CRM. Maybe you're using a service like Real Geeks for your CRM, or using another CRM, whatever it may be, where you've been keeping all of your business contacts and your leads and your past clients, whatever may be in there. Figure out the help file. So figure out, call technical support, go check out the help file and figure out how to export all the contacts out of your CRM. Just big dump it into a CSV file. Make sure that when you do that, suppress, and there's no need to export any of like the old buyer leads that you never spoke with, because they may not be even real email addresses, as well as any like bounces or unsubscribes that they've unsubscribed from that CRM, that CRM sends email. Let's go ahead and leave those out of the export. That's not going to help us when we try to reconnect. So let's export everyone out of your CRM into a second file on your desktop. Sound good? Let's keep going. The next thing I'd like you to do is if you have like an old, the next thing I'd like you to do is go into your Gmail or your Outlook. That's what most people use, whatever you're using for your email marketing provider. I want you to go log into your Gmail, and I want you to export all of the contacts out of your email marketing account, out of your, just day-to-day email communications account. And I want to export all those contacts and export them to your desktop. Got it? Whether it's Gmail or Outlook. So far, we have a spreadsheet sitting on your desktop of all the contacts from your cell phone, all the contacts from your CRM, and all the contacts from email marketing programs such as Gmail or Outlook. All right. Now, I'm going to give you a fourth option here, that this is something I want you to keep in mind if you happen to use these. If you use like a dialer because you're prospecting sellers, such as like Mojo or some of the other dialers that are out there, and you have some people that you've spoken with as nurturers in that system, or let's say you're using some other buyer or seller lead generation program that's capturing leads off Facebook or Google Ads, that's maybe not one of the Real Geeks products, make sure you export those as well. So export from your dialer, export from other lead generation programs. I'll also throw in there that maybe at one time you decided to run like an email newsletter, and maybe you have an old MailChimp account or Constant Contact account, and you have some contacts in there. Let's go in there and grab all those people as well, and let's export and let's put those people onto your desktop as a spreadsheet. Sound good? One last thing. This is going to be, well, two more things. We need to make sure, this is really important, that you have a list of all of your past clients. Now, it's very likely that within your email export, within your CRM, your past clients are in there. Sound good? They're in there somewhere. But just in case they're not, it would be a very good idea to go to your broker that keeps all this stuff on file for compliance to get that list, or maybe call the broker that you left and see if they have the list, of actually getting a list of all the people that you actually helped buy or sell a home with, just to make sure you have their contact information. Go to your broker or go to your old broker, whoever it is, and ask if they have it. They can send that to you. All right. Make sure you have that as another list sitting on your desktop. Now, what's nice about having as additional list segment is we can spend a little more time on those past clients, such as sending them mail or special gifts or spending some more phone time on them, which is nice that even if you think you have all those past clients in Sphere sitting in the other list we talked about, it's good just to have them all like in a separate file so you can spend some really deep time on them. When you talk to a lot of top producers that have been in the business for a long time and you list these keeping it reals over the years, it's always going to be past clients in Sphere where the top lead sources, because it's where the profits are. A lot of times, you're not making very good margins when you have to go out and cold call and you have to go out and get your business started by paying referral fees or cold calling or buying leads. The reality is that gets you relationships. But where the real money comes is where they just call you to buy in the future, where you get the nice fat profit margins. And the people that have been around the business, that's where they're making their money, is they may have had to spend a lot of money at the leads in the first place, whether again, like as a referral fee or spending money on Facebook or pay-per-click or pounding away on phones all day long. It's the past clients in Sphere that you build this list over time, what brings you lots of, money, profits, more profit margins, under commissions. All right. And you don't have to spend so much money at the lead. So I recommend that as another list. See if you get your past clients from your broker. In addition to that, let me see if there's anything else I want to share there. Okay, the very last thing, this is where I was kind of leading with this. Not only should you have this other list of just past clients, if you can get it, because certainly they'll be on your other lists. But I really want you to build a list of like a couple hundred people that are like truly in your sphere. What I mean by sphere is like if you ran into this person at a restaurant, or I don't know, you called them, they would like answer the phone and like talk to you, you know, wow. If that's the case, that person would meet the criteria of being in your sphere. So how do you build your sphere? Like, come on, I could sit you down. I can get your files from your broker. We can do that. Right. I could sit you down and export your Gmail and your Outlook and your CRM. We can do that. That's not like an emotional burden to get that done. Asking someone to write down like the top, say 150 people in their sphere, good luck getting anyone to do that. Ain't going to happen without some type of memory jogger. So the way that I like doing this is I'd say pull up your Facebook. Go log into your Facebook, click your profile, and then click friends. All right. So you'll see all your Facebook friends there. What's really nice about Facebook is it kind of puts all the people that it thinks you're more closely connected to near the top. And as you scroll down your thousands of friends, which is usually the case for most people over the years, the relationships become a little more distant, at least from Facebook's algorithm, they think so. All right. So you can very easily sit down and start just looking. On the left is Facebook and the right is a spreadsheet, and just start writing down the names like, yep, that person answered the phone, that person would take a call from me, that person would get back to me, that person I'd say hi to. Just that's the only criteria. Like, you're not going to hit them up for business. You're not going to be a pest. You're not going to try to like get business from these people. You just need to know, like, who would answer the phone if you called. You need to know those people in your life. All right. That's a good list to always have and nurture in some way at your sphere. So it's also called your center of influence. So you start writing down those names. Okay. In like this other file. Okay. This other spreadsheet. And then maybe you just reach out to them with a Facebook message, or you could go so far as to use a product like batch skip tracing, or Skip Genie, or Spokio. Type their name into one of those services and get their phone numbers that way. It's pretty accurate, believe it or not. You'd also be surprised if you're friends with them on Facebook. You could actually click their profile, and you can actually probably see their number and their phone number and emails actually in the profile, because you're friends with them. They might actually have had that in their profile, and you can get their contact information that way. But the point is, try to get to like 150, 150 people in your sphere. I bet you could, with contact information, using just Facebook as a memory jogger of who those people would be. And again, don't worry what you're going to do with them. Just if they'd answer the phone, they would go on that list. All right. Why 150? There's this concept of Dunbar's number. You can Google it, Dunbar. So Dunbar's number is the theoretical limit of how many relationships one person could reasonably hold. And for most people, it's like 150. Maybe if you're a super connector, if you're in sales, like many of you, us, maybe 250. But there's a limit to how many people you can actually have in your sphere. And if you actually, watch the previous Keeping It Real that I did with Kevin Kaufman, this guy's been in business for a decade, and really had to figure out how to sell real estate profitably without going broke, or going insane, having to resell yourself to strangers every single day. And he got his database down to like 50 people in my A's and like 250 in my B's. He had very specific numbers. He really, really drilled that number down. So I just can't stress that enough, of like actually sitting down and building out a list of your actual sphere and using Facebook as a memory jogger to do it, and figuring out some way to find the contact information of individuals. Sound good? So here's the deal. At this point, I'm looking at your desktop, and there's a little spreadsheet there for your cell phone contacts, CRM, Gmail or Outlook, maybe any other lead generation systems or dialers or other CRMs that you use, and all your past clients from your broker. You built that list of getting a list of all your past clients if you can, or brokers you work for, and a list of like 150 people like in your real sphere that you've actually did your best to look up what their contact information, ideally just by asking them if you can do it. All right. So boom, all these contacts sitting there. From a marketer, done correctly. Okay. So meaning marketed to correctly. Now, the next thing, before you do anything with them, before you email them anything or get any message out, which I'm going to share with you today, that message, is most of those emails aren't good. Those emails are probably bad. They haven't been emailed in a while. If you try to send an email out through any, legitimate email service, it's probably going to spam you for flag you for spam or whatnot, because, a lot of those emails sitting in your accounts probably aren't that good. All right. So we use a service called NeverBounce. I want you to check this out. Just go to neverbounce.com. And essentially you upload each of those spreadsheets, and you can re-download the spreadsheets with the valid emails. So it'll scrub out all of the emails that aren't good. All right. So you take each of those lists. It's not very expensive. I think it's like $50 per 10,000 emails. It's not, very cost prohibitive by any means to do it. But you just take each of those spreadsheets, upload them to a service like NeverBounce. There's competitors, but NeverBounce is a good place to start. Download the new one, and it basically scrubs those emails and gives you your valids. Got it? So now you have all those same spreadsheets sitting on your desktop, but you have all the ones that are actually going to be deliverable. Got it? All right. Now, this is where an email marketing program comes in. Some type of newsletter program where you can send an email newsletter or something of that sort. What I recommend and what Viral we use for all your clients, if your clients watching this, is Emma. We use a service called MyEmma, MYEMMA.com. They're a little more expensive, which is good because they'll work with you. They have good phone support. It's not a dumping ground for everyone's crappy lists all over the world to send out stuff. It's maybe like, $80 a month for the service. But essentially, you're going to upload all of those cleaned lists into a service like Emma. And there's many other you can use, but some type of bulk email marketing service. Okay. And you're going to upload those people because arguably in some way, they all know who you are. Okay. There's some relationship there with all those people on like the most loose definition of the term. Okay. And when you upload those to Emma or a service like that, sorry, these lights on, it's hot from sweating. When you upload a service to Emma, it's automatically now going to deduplicate all of those contacts. It's going to deduplicate them all by email address. So you probably have a lot of duplicates across, all those spreadsheets, right, from all those different systems. So when you upload them all, it's going to deduplicate the email. So now you have your database, everyone you've known basically in your entire life, fully exported into an email marketing program, scrubbed and deduplicated. Sound good? Now I want to take a little tangent really quick. Parenthetically, I want to say this, is that if you are a broker watching this, or you are recruiting, or you are a team leader, and you're trying to get agents to get business, they're thinking the same thing as you. Do I have to go blow a lot of money, or do I have to go pester a lot of people? Got it? And you say, no, I want you to go through and do exactly what Frank is sharing here in this video. Share this video with them. I want you to go through and grab all your lists, build your sphere, see if you have any past clients that you've been in the game for a while. And I want you to do exactly what Frank is saying in this video, because this is how you can scale, helping the agents under you reconnect with their list and start working this in a very, authentic way, that where you're the guest and not the pest, which comes down to the message of Frank. What are we going to say to all these people? Oh my goodness! Well, hang on there. I'm going to give you the message. We're going to go through the psychology of it. And once I give you the message, it should really kind of calm me down of exactly, what we're going to send out. All right, what I want you to send out rather. All right. So at this point, all these contacts are loaded up in your CRM, or I'm sorry, in your email marketing account. Okay. And let's just kind of stay there right now. They're sitting in your email marketing account where you go. There's another place I want you to put them. Okay. That same list, or those same list that you uploaded into Emma, to make things easy, you can now download the whole list from Emma, because it'll just be one file now. Basically, Emma's taken these 4, 5, 6 files and put them all into one because it's all on your account, and you can download that list from your account. Take that big list and go upload it to your Facebook ad account. All right. So if you're on Facebook ads, go take that big list of everyone that that's inside your email marketing program and go upload it to your Facebook ad account. All right. And you upload that as what's called a custom audience. And here's what's kind of cool. Just like you uploaded that list into Emma, well, you uploaded several, but I put them into one. You take this one list, upload to Facebook, and you match up first name, last name, email address, phone. When you upload to Facebook, it will see, are there any other Facebook users that have this, that are using the same email address or phone number in their account? And it'll see if there's a match. And the matches you can run ads to. and it's not very many. I mean, you might have a couple thousand people match, whatever, a couple hundred people match. I mean, $1 or $2 a day will put your videos or your messages or your ads on the news feeds those people like all the time. So not only can we stay in touch with this database through email, but we can also stay in touch with this database by uploading to Facebook, seeing which ones match. Won't be 100%, but be pretty good. All right, you'd be surprised how many match. It'll tell you. You can put that same message that's in an email out to them. You can put it on a Facebook and click boost to your custom audience, and they can see it on Facebook. Isn't that great? Like how to stay in touch with the database. We have email and we have Facebook. Now, the third list that I'm a huge fan of, I'm a huge fan of direct mail. I love direct mail. All right. I'm a marketer. I just want to get business. Sure. Viral marketing and doing videos and social media and whatnot. Yeah, great. But the reality is you're not going to hit everyone through a screen. You don't know if they're going to open your email. You don't know if they're going to get the email. It's going to go through. You don't know if Facebook's going to magically serve the ad to them. You don't know. The only way you really know a message gets through is like they answer the darn phone or you mail them, to be honest with you. Now, phone we're not going to talk about today, but I want to talk about direct mail. There's a really great service that I love. It's called letterprinting.net. And you could take your top couple hundred contacts, or that list of 150, that Dunbar's number we talked about, your top 150 sphere, and maybe even add your past clients to that. I really recommend they get a piece of mail in the month, like a helpful, friendly letter from you, like what's going on in the real estate market, what's going on with your life, whatever it may be. And you can take that same list, upload to letterprinting.net, assuming you have their mailing addresses, which you probably don't. And the only way you'll be able to get them is you're going to have to email them, text them, or call them to ask them what their mailing address is, which is an easy script. Hey, look, probably I'm talking in a while. I just want to send you some stuff that's going on in real estate. I want to mail it to you because we all get too much email. What's your best mailing address? I want to stay in touch. And if you can go through and actually get their updated confirmed mailing addresses where they actually live, all right, which has changed a lot given COVID, all right, you can actually add them to a monthly piece of print mail. So what I'm showing you here is your weapons to when you armor yourself to get a message up, you have email, you have Facebook to reach the database. And for a small portion of it, which I'd recommend your past clients and your centers of influence, those extra little specialty list segments we talked about earlier, I recommend getting those mailing addresses and having, to be ready to send a piece of physical mail communication after those individuals. Sound good? So those are the three main ways to get a message out. Now, certainly you can call people, but we only honestly want to call people if they engage and they're actually watching your stuff, which we'll get to here near the end of this Keeping It Real with my monologue with you guys today. All right. So direct mail for a small list segment, email and Facebook ads are ready to go to market to your database. And the question is, what do you send them? Like, what write this message? Well, I got it for you. All right. Now, when you send an email out to this whole list, which I'm going to advise you to do, it has to come across as very humble. It has to come across as very personal. It must come across as very authentic. It must come across as helpful. All right. The last thing you want is to send an email out and people are like, oh, this is spam. And they click that report spam button on the top of their Gmail or whatever it is. What I'm talking about. You get one or two people have 1,000 clicking that. It hurts your sender reputation. At least, the email companies send a reputation, you send an email through, but it'll shut you down. It's really bad. You don't want that. You just want people to hopefully, if anything, just click unsubscribe, which is just fine. So we send an email out and like 500 people unsubscribed. Great. They unsubscribed. Thank them. They didn't click report spam. Got it. All right. So I'm going to share that message with you guys today. You guys ready? Here we go. Let me zoom in for you, okay? All right. Here we go. Subject line is excited to reconnect with you. Now just feel it, and we're going to talk about the message. Dear clients, friends, and colleagues, I'm writing to you since you're a friend or we've done business together. I want to thank you for opening this email out of the blue, by the way. And I just want to let you know that I'm still in real estate. It's been X number of years now since I got into the business. Now, when it comes to our real estate market here in, Nashville, Tennessee, home prices, as you likely know, are up, you're like, 30, 40% since COVID first hit. Without a doubt, we're in a seller's market. But that's not really the case everywhere in Middle Tennessee. All right. The reason I'm writing to you is that what you hear in the national news and what's going on nationally isn't exactly what's happening here locally in the area. I just want to do a better job of keeping you informed so you make smart real estate decisions. I'm your local real estate on the ground talking to buyers and sellers every day. So here are some of the questions I'm asked all the time. And if it's all right with you, I want to email you 2 helpful Q&A videos per month with the answers. And here are some of the top questions I'm asked right now. Are home prices going to come down anytime soon? Are we in a real estate bubble? What if I can't find a house if we sell? And these are all straightforward stuff. I won't read them all to you for time, but there they are. Okay. My promise to you is I'm going to make these videos so useful that you'll actually look forward to watching them. And I won't waste your time. Now, as I said, this email's out of the blue. So if you want to unsubscribe and never hear from me again, which is perfectly okay, to scroll to the bottom of this email and do so. I made it very easy. But if you are thinking about selling your home, you can find out what your house is likely worth based on some comparable home sale data with this little tool below. I pay money for it. It's free to you. You can enter your address here to get an idea of what price your house would sell for today. And this would go to your home value tool. If you're with Real Geeks, you have a tool for a home value. All right. Now, you can also call me on my cell phone here for a more accurate sales price estimation. The one online is kind of a guess. And you can also call or text me photos or a video too. I can probably give you a really good estimate if you actually show me the inside of our house. With that, if you're looking to buy a home, because mortgage rates are through the floor, you can do a search for all homes for sale with beautiful homes, the way that we real estate agents search for clients just here in Nashville. You can click and search all homes for sale by city and zip code with photos here. And that would go to your home search site. Again, back to your Real Geek site. Okay. Now, if you have a real estate question or to buy or sell, just reply to this email. It goes right to me. I may even answer your question in one of my future videos. Here's my email address. If you need any help, I look forward to keeping you updated. Your local realtor, Bob. Sound good? So that's recorded. So when this is done or you're watching the replay, you just go back and you see the whole thing. Take that, personalize it, send it out. Now, the first thing I'm going to hear is, Frank, it's too long. Yes, it's designed to be long. That's how you build a relationship with someone. It's called communication. Okay. The message starts off broad to reach everybody, and then it's kind of written as a funnel to address everyone. And then maybe here's this information, and then here's buyer selling a home, some call to actions, then call me if you have questions. The ad's written like a funnel of interest. I'm telling you, long, well-written material outperforms short, uninformative material, at least from like a quality of engagement standpoint. All right. So I've been doing this for about 12 years now. Just trust me. If you send something like that out, personal, honest, authentic to your whole database, you'll get solid responses. You'll get unsubscribes too. You might get a couple FUs replying back. All right, fine. That's called marketing. Marketing is designed to separate the people who are interested and people who are not interested. That's what we're trying to do. Got it? So let people unsubscribe. Remove people don't want to hear from you. Great, because we want to focus on the people who do want to hear from you. Got it? And that's how you get more efficient, and you don't have to make as many calls to find a deal. All right, that's what marketing is supposed to do. So my recommendation is to take all those contacts and send this out. Got it? Now, hopefully you get some replies. Hopefully people click those links and they go opt in to the respective landing pages that you're sending them to in this email. All right. But, and you get some business that way. But what's also really cool is you can go into your email marketing program, pretty much anyone that you choose to use, whether you use my Emma or the one I recommended here, but just a tool like anything else. Okay. You can actually run a report of everyone who opened the email and everyone who clicked the links. So who took time out of their day to click some of the call to action links? Sometimes some services will tell you how long they read it. They read the whole thing. All right. I'm of the opinion you need to call those people. It's time to call them. Get on the phone and call them. All right. So, look them up in your CRM, look them up somewhere, maybe use a service like, Batch Skip Trace or Skip Genie or Spokio to find their phone number, right? But here's a list of all the people that kind of engage with your communication. At least they read it or clicked. That's nice to know, isn't it? Give them a call. What do you say? What do you say on that call? Well, there's a lot, I can spend a lot of time on this, but my best recommendation to you is to invite them to an event and offer them a free ticket. All right. I recommend you set up an event, whether this is maybe a seller workshop. How about this? How about you're going to host a seller workshop? Go check out sellerworkshop.com for an example, or go to Eventbrite and type in seller workshop, and you'll see, tons of people doing these. Go set yourself up with an Eventbrite page for your own seller workshop. You're going to teach people everything they want to know if they haven't to sell a home, because they probably haven't sold a home in a long time and a lot has changed, and you want to inform them of all their options. All right. And charge a ticket $5. Don't make it free. $5, maybe $10. All right. Charge for a ticket. And then put a discount code on it. So if someone puts your name in, they get it for free. Sound good? So now you or an assistant reaches out to all the people who engage with the email with a simple script like, hey, this is Frank. I sent you an email about just kind of reconnect with you. I'm still in real estate. Just want to let you know I'm holding a workshop to teach everything you want to know about selling your home. And I want to give you 2 free tickets if you want to come. It's online to keep you safe during COVID. But if you're interested in 2 free tickets, next Tuesday at 5:30, the code will get them for free. Give me a call back, let me know. But you're basically reaching out to give people a discount code with free tickets to one of your events. Sound good? And it's just a really great reason to call where you're showing up with something of value, as opposed to like, you better sell a home, right? I'd start there. And again, you can make those calls, but it's probably better if you hired an assistant, get an assistant doing it. Hey, I'm calling on behalf of so-and-so. So-and-so asked me to call you. I see you subscribe to our newsletter. You sent something out about reconnecting with you. What's going on in real estate? Anyways, I wanted to call you to offer you 2 free tickets. This event coming up. Where can I send the code? We'd love to have you. Or you think about selling your home? Oh, you are? That's great. I'll have so-and-so call you back. That's the script. All right. So whenever you're struggling to figure out how do I make phone calls without just feeling like a pest, it's because you're reaching out with a primary offer of hire me to buy or sell a home. Well, you got to get a little offer upstream, a little secondary offer upstream, which the easiest one that you can just use all the time. And you never have to change it. And there's lots you can use, but just inviting people to an event to get them free tickets. It's so easy to set up an event on Eventbrite, whether it's in person or virtual, put a price on the tickets, and then reaching out to people with discount codes because they're special to you. You guys like that? If you don't like it, again, if you have agents that work for you, or you're a broker, they will love this, because they're looking at you all green-eyed being like, how am I going to get business? I'm so confused in the Facebook boards. I'm so confused about what to do. I don't want to pester people. I don't want to blow all this money. I don't want to lose money on marketing. You can have them watch this video and just do everything that I shared with you. And imagine if you had 5 or 10 agents on your team do something like this. It's really powerful. Okay. Now, I'm a big fan. Now that you've actually reconnected with your database, you sent this email out. Okay. The next thing is you actually have to start making some videos or kind of communicating with them going forward, because you're promising to keep them updated, right? After this first reconnect message. So, huge fan, if you have a chance to go read the book, The $1 Million Real Estate Agent, written by Gary Keller. Has nothing to do with Keller Williams. Just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful book. Honestly, I've read a lot of business books. It is, I will say this 100% of my heart and mind, it is the best business book I have ever read. Gary wrote a book on how to scale a professional service. It's not about selling real estate. If you have a chance to read that book, you'll learn a lot. And I sometimes just, go back to it and reread it. And I just, oh, wow, I see the wisdom in the words after the years of battling as a warrior in business, right? But there's a chapter in there on what's called 33 touch. It's this concept that you need to touch your database some ridiculous number of times every year, of 33 times a year. In fact, the book was written about, some 15 years ago. But they say 36 touch now. It's a lot. The idea is you got to kind of overdo it. You got to really be in front of your database a lot. That's the idea behind it. And what I recommend is 2 educational messages a month to your entire database, like we talked about in the Reconnect message, and a monthly piece of mail to your top contacts, probably your past clients in your sphere. Sound good? So the question is what do you send them going forward? Well, I would just set aside a time once a month to record 2 quick videos. All right. Turn on your webcam, record it right on your webcam, just like this, or you can get like one of these little fancy cameras that I have here. See that? Record. Or just use your phone. And here's what I want you to think about. I want you to build a little more awareness of knowing the market, meaning what are the questions buyers and sellers are asking all the time when you're out doing your job? All right. And if you find a question comes up more than twice, you need to answer it. Got it? If a question comes up more than twice, you need to write some content answering the question. This is how you create content that people actually want. You supply demand. Okay. You don't create supply and then go chase demand until you go broke. All right. You listen and then you provide. All right. So if you have a question that comes up more than twice, in the course of doing business, you should probably answer it. And it could be just as simple as like, all right, I got to record a video. Hi, it's Frank. I'm asked a question all the time about where am I going to move if I sell my house? Well, here's my best answer. Yada, 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 yada. Thanks for watching. All right. Now it takes a little bit of skill. It takes some getting over fear. There's a lot of interpersonal development to do what I just did there, but some type of video, or if it's not video, it could be audio, do a little audio with your podcast mic, or just write up an article if you're a writer, but you got to create something that's actually useful and relevant that you create, not ripping off someone else's canned content, sending out with your picture on it. Like you actually need to position yourself as the expert here. All right. So however you want to do it, but answering some questions and then sending it out, which again, you just put it in the email and you send it out. Okay. Twice a month. So that whole list should get 2 educational messages a month being nurtured. Sound good? Then to your top contacts, like your past clients in your sphere, monthly letter, man. It's so simple. So simple, go check out letterprinting.net. All right. Letter could just be something that's very simple, dear friends, family, clients, want to let you know what's going on in my life. Want to let you know what's going on in the real estate market. We'll let you know I created these 2 videos. We'll let you know about this event I have coming up. Anyways, I'm here to answer any questions you have. Frank. 1 page. Nailed that. Okay. Not expensive. All right. So this type of system of consistently staying in touch with your list is 33 touch. Right. This concept of sending things out is how you reconnect with your database. I've walked you through it. Okay. Now I will tell you this. Every time an email goes out, you can track who opens the email and who clicks the links. All right. You can track who opens the email, who clicks the links. I'm telling you, follow up and call the people that are clicking on engaging your stuff. And again, it's going to be a smorgasbord of relationships. I mean, your whole database. You'll have leads in there, past clients, friends, families, ex-wives, girlfriends. I mean, everything, right? Boyfriends, husbands. Okay. I mean, you're going to have everything in there, your whole life, your whole database. And you'll be surprised who's watching your stuff. All right. But again, you or your assistant just reaching out to invite someone to an event by offering free tickets. So when you take your whole list, scrub it, clean it, duplicate it, get a reconnect message out, commit to sending 2 helpful messages going forward, answering questions the market is actually asking. Okay. Doesn't have to be a video. Video is the most effective in my opinion, but not everyone's comfortable with that. All right. But sending out 2 videos, 2 messages a month, like clockwork, simple, plus a piece of mail to your top contacts. This is the fundamentals. I mean, we talk a lot on these shows of really cool stuff, but unfortunately, there's not a big market for the fundamentals of an audience. There's a really good story. I don't even know where I heard this, but like, a bunch of basketball players, they're at the top of their game, see their coach for the first day, and the coach spends the entire first day of how to tie your shoes and put your socks on. He says, we're not going to talk about these are the best basketball players in the world, right? And we're going to spend the first day talking about how to tie your shoes and how to put your socks on. And the coach does that to show that none of you are ever above the fundamentals of the game. And he has to bring them all down and repractice in the fundamentals, even though these are people at the top of their game. And what I share with you is one of those fundamentals. Now, let's go a little further now. So let's say you're making these videos, right? Recording a video, whether it's here on your webcam, answer a commonly asked question, gets emailed out to your database, and you bring up the videos in your monthly letter to your best contacts. Well, Frank, you talked about Facebook. Well, yeah. Take that video, all right? Go put it on your Facebook page, write a little helpful thing. Don't ask for anything. Don't send them to a lead. Just be like, this is just something I want to give. All right, here's some knowledge. Here's some insight from someone that's out and about dealing with the chaos of buyers and sellers in this market, giving you some insights, something helpful, something useful. All right, go post on your Facebook. There'll be a little button that says boost. All right, it's okay to use the boost button. Boost. All right, advertise. You'll say, well, who do you want to see this thing? Well, if you've loaded your database, it will show up. Unless Facebook has changed this. It'll say, well, just market it to my custom audience, my database. Click it, throw, $10 into it, which is plenty because these audiences are really small and have to reach a lot of people. Click boost. And now, as far as I know, or anyone knows, Facebook's algorithm, okay, is going to deliver this and put your video not only through email are they going to see it, not only through direct mail to your top contacts are going to see it, but they'll also see the video on Facebook. All right. And if they click and engage in the email, they're going to call, inviting them to another event. This is some pretty fundamental stuff. All right. And if you can do this, you'll do really well. Now, you're probably wondering here, Frank, I can't afford any of this. I need help. I need to maybe hire you or give it somebody to an assistant, or I need some help kind of executing that simple. And the case is yes. That's why I've been doing this for 12 years in my firm, Viral Marketing. Okay. You don't have to hire us. You can do this yourself. You do other things. I want to show you how to raise the money. Now, here's the deal. You're not the only one who wants to be in front of buyers and sellers and people looking to move. Okay. Go to Google and type in pre-mover marketing list or pre-mover mailing list. Okay. There's a multi-million-dollar industry of people selling leads of people who are about to move. So think about all the businesses that buy leads of people that are pre-movers. And you can just Google pre-mover marketing list and it'll say, attention, all these industries. Want my leads? Pre-movers? Buy them. Well, those industries are probably really good sponsors for your blog. Okay. The sponsors for your videos to help you offset some of your cost. So just follow me on this. Let's say you're an agent in California, where I'm originally from, but now I live in Tennessee. All right. Someone's lived in their home for 20 years and they sell it. Think they have a lot of cash? Say yes. Maybe a little older? Say yes. Think they're probably looking to retire? Yep. You're like a steak dinner to a financial advisor. Selling your home that's probably appreciated 4 times over in California. All right. You think a financial advisor might want to do some videos with you or be mentioned in your emails, or you bring them up at the start of your videos and kind of include, and maybe do your events with a financial advisor? You betcha. You betcha. A lot of the financial advisor coaches and gurus in that space, which I know, just like they are, have them here. I'm one of them in the real estate space. They're teaching their financial advisor clients, spend money on your clients and go create strategic partnerships with realtors, with the top realtor in town. Got it, financial advisor. Obviously, mortgage company, refinances and whatnot, cash out refis, stuff like that. Insurance brokers, contractors. Hey, if you don't want to sell your home and move because you can't buy one, I want you to remodel your house. Got it? Here's a contractor, right? So you can get a couple $100 a month fairly easily by offering a sponsorship package to include a complementary business who wants to be in front of movers, pre-movers, in the content you're publishing to help zero cost some of your expenses. And it also creates a great referral relationship. They can probably send you business. Got it? So I want to address one of those kind of objections or concerns is like, how do I financially put in place a plan to stay in touch with my database? And I got to spend some money on the direct mail. And I got to spend a little money on hiring someone to help me get the technical, the stuff done. Bring in a sponsor, somebody who would purchase a pre-mover list. And you can Google all the industries that buy those. If I do want to Google, I'm looking for a pre-mover mailing list. All right. So There's another thing that you can do. All right. You've reconnected with your database. You're sending your stuff out. You're mailing your top clients. You're calling, following up with the people that are engaging to invite them to an event. Not expensive stuff, fundamentals. You bring in a financial advisor, and you brought in a construction person. Oh, 2 sponsors. They're in your videos. They're at your events. You give them a second page in the direct mail letter, talking about them, the zero cost that. You got the whole thing paid for. Great, right? Awesome. You're like, man, this is some good stuff, Frank. I'm digging this way of doing business where I'm not a pest to everybody in my life. We're blowing all this money on marketing and it doesn't work. Okay. What else can you do? Well, you can go to other agents in your market. Okay. And you can find other agents in your market that maybe you have a service and your broker might have a service like Trend Graphics or Broker Metrics, where you can take all the agents in your MLS and figure out, who was doing a lot of business up here and now their business is down. So who was doing a lot before COVID and who was doing not a lot after COVID, and see if you can run that in your MLS. Call them. Hey, you want to sell me your business? Huh? Yeah, you want to sell me your business. I would like to start working your database, which is really all your business is worth. And I'll pay a referral fee, 20%, maybe 30. Want to talk? You'd be surprised. You reach out to them. They may just give you their whole database and you put it into yours and you tag them as them. They send out a reconnect message to them saying that you're taking it over, and they introduce you and you start just working their list the exact same way. So not only can you have your database, but you can start grabbing databases of agents that are retiring. You can even go to banks. You can go to banks and lend, and people go there looking for loans to buy a house. Tell the bank to get their real estate license and send you all those leads and put them into your database and start working those people. But you can not only work your database, you can cut deals with other people that have databases too. They send something out, they kind of introduce you to that list and you bring them into your database. There's a lot of books out there called acquisition entrepreneurship. It's really hard to start your own business. It's a real pain, right? What if you can go to other businesses that have the customers you want and just buy it? When you buy a business, what are you really buying, especially a service business? It's the list. That's it. It's the list. It's that person's relationship with the list. So you don't have to write a check. You do some seller financing. And there's trust, like any deal. Just pay them a referral fee. Got it? And they send something out. They do a really good job of introducing you as the new owner, and they tell who you are, and you bring them into your list. Whew, this is some powerful stuff. Like, it's just a different way of looking at how to reconnect with your database, how to take it to a next level that just really isn't talked much about in the industry. All right. This also goes if you're using a service like Real Geeks and you need a place for your CRM, and maybe you're spending some money on, more cold Facebook lead generation or cold pay-per-click. Those leads are coming in. Make sure that they're getting on the touch plan as well, because we know a lot of those people are upstream and not interested in buying or selling right now. We got to put those people on touch plan and then following up with the people that open the emails and click the links. Sound good? So that's all I have. If you wanted a good way and you came to this Keeping It Real because you're like, you know what, I need to do a better job of reconnecting with my database, I think I gave you some pretty solid tips. All right. You can take this and you can go forward and do something useful I share with you today. All right. Just for a quick recap, I want you to go export everyone from your CRM, everyone from your Gmail, everyone from your Outlook, all your past clients, your Sphere, deduplicate them, scrub them like we talked about, load them in email marketing programs, send out the email we spoke about, commit to an ongoing communication program answering relevant questions that you send out. All right. And advertise them on Facebook through a custom audience and through direct mail. And whenever you're reaching out to anybody in your database, it's always to give them free tickets to invite them to an event. It's a wonderful reason to call. All right. And then from wherever their business takes place. So I like to open this up for some questions for the last 10 minutes. This is a 1 hour Keeping It Real. Hope you guys enjoyed the first ever Frank Klesitz only Keeping It Real. This is a landmark show if you've been watching the show all these years. All right. But feel free to go in the chat and ask me some questions. So Sylvie says, hello from Remax Alliance in Montreal, Canada. Hi, how you doing? Welcome. Thanks for watching. What questions you guys want to know? Go ahead and ask some stuff here, and we'll have a little Q&A near the end here. I really do have to say that, if you had a little more money, is hiring somebody to just call your database all the time, to invite them to events, and just see how they're doing, or tell people that you're raising money for charity, and ask what they're interested in, or to see if they're looking for any, vendors in their homes. We can go through all the messaging, but I really think, you can hire somebody to make those calls. And it doesn't necessarily have to be in the States. You're going to pay, $12, $15 an hour, maybe more, for someone to do that. And they'll probably get burned out of doing that. I'm a big fan of hiring internationally, especially if you can find American citizens living overseas. I'd be very happy to take a work from home, kind of simple calling gig, going into your database and just making some calls on your behalf to get some conversation started, inviting people to events and whatnot. If someone were to ask me, Frank, all right, I got my database, I send this stuff out, I'm doing the videos, I'm doing the direct mail piece, I got a sponsor to zero cost it. I even found 2 agents or some other businesses that can send me business to for a referral fee that I kind of deal with. And I got another, couple $100, or I got some money to spend. Where should I put it? I would say the next logical step is someone to help you make the phone calls and proactively follow up with the people engaging with the very marketing you're doing to kind of move things along. So it's not you having to be so reliant on the one making phone calls all the time. That's what I would do. And I would look internationally. You'd be surprised. American citizens living overseas. And there's websites like Upwork or freelancer.com, flexjobs.com, where you can go and post a job ad like that. And I think you'll be very surprised at the quality of talent you'll get that can be as low as $5 to $8 an hour, which is much more affordable. And then maybe hiring in the States if money's tight. All right. Give them like a dial pad license. So dialpad.com is like a VoIP phone calling service, $25 a month. Get them set up with an email account with their picture and signature for your company, their name at, ABC Realty, whatever you have. Give them a CRM license, and then schedule a meeting every single day to listen to some of their call recordings and to coach them. I would set them a limit of 50 attempts a day. You're going to call 50 people a day in my database. So you're basically going to call 1,000 people a month in my database, 50 people a day, 250 a week, 1,000 people a month. You can get 1,000 people a month in your database call with some offer to a seller workshop that are engaging with their stuff, probably for somewhere between $600 and $900 a month if you hire internationally and you do a good job at it, and you coach and you train them and you help them. That would be the next step where I would put some money as you're trying to sell real estate without going broke. How does that sound? All right. Sylvie says, thank you very much for this great talk. Well, thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Any other questions that you guys have? Feel free to ask. Got about 8 minutes left. I'm trying to think if there's any other cool little tips I can share with you. I got nothing. So I'll go ahead and wrap it up. You guys want to watch more of these Keeping It Real, these interviews that we do with agents around the country? Go to keepingitreal.com. If you guys are looking for a CRM and a place to put all your contacts, go check out Real Geeks, a wonderful company. They help us put these shows on. So thank you, Real Geeks. All right. Sign up for everything they have. And my name is Frank Klesitz. I'm the co-host of the show, and I'm the CEO of Viral Marketing, VYRAL. And you can Google me and what we do. We do a lot of the stuff that I talked about here in this episode to help you out. But again, that's not the point. You don't have to hire us. We're available, and there's many options for it. I want you to take this knowledge because you came here to reconnect with the database and learn how. All right. So thanks for watching. Watch future shows. We'll see you again. Thanks for watching, everybody.